that. So that recording has started. So just so you all know, that is being, this is being recorded. So we already kind of did our introduction, but I'm gonna kind of go through our party plan. We're gonna recognize our sponsors. We're gonna go through some fundraising tools. Carrie and Robin are gonna share some of the things that they've been doing this year with us. We're gonna have a call to action and then a closing. So we had scheduled this to go till 7, but maybe we'll get done early, which, you know, everyone likes that. So first I wanted to say thank you to our sponsors. Hy-Vee is our Bring Your Own Pink Party sponsor this year, and we are really grateful for their support. And then the Casey Chevy dealers are the flagship sponsor of Making Strides here in Kansas City, and they are amazing. So we're so grateful for them. Some other sponsors we have are Edelman & Thompson, J.E. Dunn, Capital Electric, Cigna, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City, Quest Diagnostics, Exam One, Merck, First Federal Bank of Kansas City, and Liberty Hospital Women's Imaging. So we're really thankful for all of our sponsors that make this event possible. So we're going to start with why we do the fundraising, and the reason we fundraise is for our mission. And this year, our mission matters more than ever. So this year, because of COVID-19, the fight against breast cancer is being challenged. Millions of dollars in breast cancer funding could go unfunded. 1.4 million calls could go unanswered, and nearly 500,000 patients could go without a free ride to treatment or a free place to stay while receiving treatment. And that's just this year alone. So there's no time to wait. We must be bolder, braver, and stronger than ever before, which is why we're having this tonight. So whenever you're fundraising for the American Cancer Society, every dollar you raise makes a difference. And it makes a difference in a lot of different ways. One way is our National Cancer Information Center, which is our 1-800 number, and our cancer.org website, which is always there to support people who are going through treatment. Another is our Road to Recovery program, which takes patients to treatment when they need a ride. Another is our Reach to Recovery program, which is a program where breast cancer patients can be connected with survivors to get some mentoring and peer support. And then also our Hope Lodge, which is a place where patients can go to have a home away from home. So we won't give breast cancer the advantage, and that's why we are here today. So whenever we're talking about fundraising, we really like to start with why we're doing it, which are those mission pieces I just mentioned. But there are some really easy ways to help and get involved. So you guys have probably seen this, but whenever you create an account for the Making Strides event, you get your own personal fundraising dashboard. And we're going to really go over some of the pieces of that now because it's so important to the work that we do. So whenever you log in, this is kind of the top screen that you see. So let's start with self-donation. Participants who make a self-donation raise 7 times more than participants who do not. And it's really easy to do that. All you have to do is click on that donate button on your page, and you're able to make that donation really quickly. Sorry, there's some chat stuff happening, and I'm like, oh. Another thing that we can do through our fundraising dashboard is send out emails. So participants who send out emails raise 700% more than the average participant. So that's a really big deal. And so now I'm going to kind of pivot from the PowerPoint, and I'm going to show you guys how to send emails, and I'm going to demonstrate that on my computer for you. So give me 1 second, and I'm going to pivot to that. So here we are logged into my fundraising dashboard. And if I click on this Ask for Donations button, it says, how would you like to ask for donations? So then you can just click the email, and it's going to take you down to the email section. So here you can send an email just straight from your fundraising dashboard. So you can enter in people you want to email, their email address. If you don't want to worry about writing your own email, we have lots of templates uploaded, from having you recruit your friends to asking for donations to thanking people. You have the ability to do all of this from your dashboard, and it's really easy and a really great way for you to kind of get involved and get the word out that you're fundraising this year. And if you didn't click on that email and you were curious about emails, you can kind of see here in my communications. You can see your donors and you can manage contacts. So this is also a really great thing that we can do. You can import contacts. So if you have like a list of people you wanted to reach out to, you can import them. You can add a single contact, and then you can also create groups. So let's say I wanted to reach out to my coworkers and my friends and my family. I could make different groups for all those different groups of people and then send them specialized messages. And I can do that all right here through my dashboard using those kind of already written emails, so I don't have to put a ton of time and effort into it. So this is a really great feature that we have that I wanted to share with you. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint now. So that is email. The other thing we can do that's really easy this year is event Facebook fundraising. And it's really easy. You start back at that same dashboard we were at before. And right here, there's a big blue bar that says, reach your goal faster with Facebook. And that's how you can connect to your Facebook fundraiser and make sure it gets credited to you. This right here is the screen on the app. So if you were to download the app and start it from the app, that's what you would see. But it's really easy to connect your fundraiser to Facebook, and event participants who do raise 6 times more than those who don't. So that's a really great, easy way to ask for donations. And this year we have a really special feature that is Facebook Messenger fundraising coaching. And so basically you can connect with Messenger and your dashboard. It's right under the Facebook fundraiser and it says connect with Messenger. And that will help you connect with this, and then you can it'll help coach you so you can chat with it. If you need anything, it can give you that information. So it's a really cool way to make sure you're really utilizing your Facebook fundraiser to its highest potential, and participants who have been using it have been raising more money. So it's definitely a great asset that we have. And then the other thing we have is a fundraising app, and I love the app because you can do lots of cool things. But in this year of social distancing, you can mobile deposit on the app, which makes your life a lot easier, because if you get any checks, you can just act like it's your bank and just do it that way. You can accept credit cards, and you can keep track of all your fundraising stuff just from your phone. You can find it by searching Fundraising App. It's on both Android and Apple. And then this is something that I will send out later, but this year we have this new A to Z virtual fundraising, which has a lot of really fun ideas that participants can use and to fundraise and get the word out in a bunch of different ways. So this is a really fun resource that we have. So that's just an overview, a pretty quick overview of a lot of the resources that we already have available for you. But what I've asked a couple of our participants to do is to come off mute and share with us how they're fundraising this year. And the first person I wanted to do that is Carrie McCarty, and she is our first member of our Kansas City Grand Club this year. And as she just shared, she's also a new participant. So I just asked her to share how she has been kicking off her fundraising this year.
Okay, can you hear me again? Okay, all right, just making sure. Hi guys. So like I said when I introduced myself, I am new to this. So these are just a few things that I kind of came up with and started kind of implementing to fundraise myself. First off, that app is awesome. I love it. It's so easy to use, and exactly, like somebody handed me a check the other day and I was like, what am I gonna do with this check? And I was able to quickly put it in there, deposit it. I mean, I even showed it to like my total like within like 5 minutes. So it was awesome. So good work on the app. I'm not sure who created it. So back to the website that Ashton was talking about, I used to encourage everybody to make sure you personalize it. with your story and why you're fundraising, because, add your pictures. There was a couple spots. I don't know if Ashton showed them. If you're not familiar with it, I'm sure she can help you. But putting some pictures on there of you, your family, your kids, why you're fundraising, why you're involved. I think the more personalization you can put into it, the better off you're gonna reach your message and spread your message. So definitely share your story, whether it's about you or your family, either, whatever you're comfortable sharing. I would definitely encourage that. So a lot of us are working from home these days, so we send out thousands of emails a week, right? So what I've done is I have asked my employer for their permission, of course, but in my signature line, I have turned my name pink, and I have written a line that says support breast cancer research and link straight to my fundraising page. So that way, every email I send out, it's automatically sent on there. It's just kind of one of those slide little below the signature line saying, hey, I'm doing this year. I'd love your support. Maybe once we get to October, I'll push a little stronger. The font might get a little bigger, but for now, it's just, it's a slight little line there. And then obviously you also do it on your personal email as well as your professional one, if your employer approves it, to make sure that you're spreading word that way. I've created a team t-shirt, and we've kind of got a fundraiser going with that, working with a good friend of mine that has a printing company. And so we just started that last week, but she's donating a good portion of the profits of every t-shirt sold that's going to go towards fundraising. So I started almost 3 months ago asking people to join my team, not even talking about the money side of it, just to join for the awareness side. And now that we're kind of getting closer, now I've kind of started making that switch towards the fundraising side. So I've already got quite a few members of my team. So now kind of encouraging them to start their own fundraising is starting to kind of kick off a little bit. But to me, my personal opinion is that this is kind of twofold, is the awareness and then also the fundraising piece. And so that's my maybe encouragement too, is to get people to join your team as a member first, and then kind of talk about why you're wanting their help with the fundraising, and what piece of that mission speaks to you the most. And then the big one that I think that sorry if I'm taking too long, Ashton, I apologize.
You're not, Carrie. This is all really great. We have a small group,
okay.
So you feel free to share all this because we are definitely going to use it again.
Okay. So the big one that I did is, if you're like me, you are a pack rat and you've got a basement full of junk. I mean, not junk, like priceless items that your children could never give up, right? So we have 2 kids, we're done with kids. So I had all kinds of baby gear in my basement. I started like an online like garage sale basically. And so I used Facebook Marketplace. So I don't actually meet with anybody. So I threw all of these things on Marketplace, threw a price on there. People, message, hey, I want this item. I do only porch pickup, and they either leave me cash under my rug or they PayPal or Venmo me, because this stuff is sitting in my basement collecting dust. So why not sell it? And then I put all that money towards my fundraiser. So the other piece of that is we all have friends or family that are like, I don't use Facebook, or I'm not comfortable selling, or anything like that. So say, you know what, I will do all the work for you. Take pictures of your stuff, send me your pictures, I will post it. And then that way you are doing all the negotiating, if there is any negotiating back and forth with whoever wants to buy it. And then when they say, yep, I agree, I want to buy this item for this price, you say, okay, great. I'll give you my address. Come pick up the item. So see, this is where you can help your friends and family get rid of their junk. I mean, their priceless items in their basement. And so you just give them their address and say, okay, I pick up at this house. And then you text your friend or family and say, okay, put that item out on our porch. And so therefore, you're not touching all these items. We're not getting everybody else's germs. They're sitting on somebody else's porch, and everybody's getting rid of their priceless items from their dusty basements. So that's what been my biggest fundraiser, I guess, has been, is just purging, cleaning out, making my junk somebody else's treasure. So let me see my notes. I think that's about all I had. Yeah, I think that's all I had. So that's my big grand idea.
Love that, Carrie. That's so smart to get rid of some things and to be able to find a good home for it, right? So you're not just throwing it away, but also I really appreciate that you're using those funds to fundraise for the American Cancer Society. That's really great. And a fun idea to share with other people, because I'm sure we all have some things laying around that maybe we don't need anymore. I know that. So yeah, well, Carrie, thank you so much for sharing and for being our first member of our Kansas City Grand Club.
Thank you.
And you're so close to Pacesetter too. You're on your way. That's a 2,500 and you're almost there. So we'll be excited to welcome you into that club as well.
We'll see. I'll see how much more priceless items I can find from my basement.
I'm sure you'll find some.
Don't stalk me on Facebook Marketplace. You'll never know what you'll find.
There you go. Well, Carrie, thank you so much for sharing, and Jane, thank you so much for logging on to hear Carrie share with us. And Robin was having some big technical issues, but she's who is going to share with us the corporate fundraising spotlight. So she's not on, but I can just tell you guys a little bit of what they've done. So Robin works with First Federal Bank of Kansas City, and they have worked really hard to take some of their traditional fundraising events that they do and make them virtual. So every year they have a pink pancake breakfast. So this year they made like take-home packages for people to make the pancakes with their kids, and then they paid a certain amount for that, and then they distributed those. So that was a way that they could really make sure they were still having kind of that pancake breakfast without gathering people. They have team shirts that they make every year that they sell, and so they've been continuing to do that this year. And I believe they added masks this year that they've been selling. And they have also created kind of a package deal where you can buy a pink bracelet and the pancake breakfast and a t-shirt and all that, and it's a little bit cheaper than if you paid for everything individually. So we've been doing that. And then they're also a banking center, so they have continued to sell pink bracelets or not really sell, to offer for a donation pink bracelets at their banking centers for customers who come by, and they found a lot of success with that, which I just think is great. If you have a brick and mortar that people are still coming into, there's still ways to engage people in that realm. So those are some of the things that they've been doing, some of the ways that they've pivoted this year. And I'll have to pick her brain for a couple more things they're doing, but they've been working really hard and have already raised close to $1,000. So they've been super successful with their fundraising. So we appreciate them. So most of us on the call have already kind of shared fundraisers we're working on or successful fundraisers, but Jordan, Ashley, Suzanne, any other successful fundraisers? Carol, you want to share anything that you're doing this year? Do you want to talk about your letter writing campaign, Carol, that you do every year?
Yeah, every year I send out personal letters to all my friends, and I put a return envelope inside that has a stamp on it with my address. So it's pretty much a no-brainer for them. They just slip that check right back in there and send it back to me, and they have evidence there. My friends are older, so they're not always on email or whatever, and so they just put their check right in there and send it back, and it has been so well received by them and by American Cancer Society.
Yeah, thanks, Carol. And Carol started a Facebook fundraiser this year as well, so that's exciting.
Oh yeah, I've heard from people I didn't even know would ever donate. I mean, people across the country. It has been beautiful and wonderful.
Great, thanks, Carol, for sharing. I appreciate that.
Sure.
Hey, Ashton, this is Ashley, and I was just going to share one of the fundraisers that I found that worked really well. Much like Carol, I started a Facebook fundraiser this summer, and within an hour, I had exceeded my $250 goal and had to bump it up a little bit just because I did have family and friends all across the country willing to donate. But one of my favorite ways that I've seen is, since a lot of people are still working remotely, is donate your commute. The simple ask to family, friends, and or colleagues, asking them to donate what they normally would have spent on their commute. So whether it be $5 or what they would have spent at the local coffee shop next to their office, if they usually go to Starbucks on their way to work, if they would be willing to donate that, since we all are staying at home and making our own coffee. And I thought that was just kind of a clever way to make it a little bit more fun and kind of put some value on it. So I thought those were really two interesting ways to kind of share with our team members that kind of simplify it.
Yeah, those are really, really great, easy things to do. And I know that I always send emails to my family because they're not really going to donate to my Facebook fundraiser. But once I actually make that personal ask of them, like, hey, I'm raising money for this, that tends to get some more donations in from them for sure. Jordan and Suzanne, any fun fundraisers that you guys have seen that you want to share? No? Okay, great. Just wanted to give you, oh, Jordan, you were coming off mute. Did you think of one?
Yeah, I was gonna say, always ask your employer to see if they will make a donation, or even if they'll match what you've raised, because there are some employers that want to help out the community, and it's an easy way that they know what you're involved with and they want to be involved with it as well.
Yeah, that's great, Jordan. Thanks for sharing that. It's always nice to have our employer support and things. Well, friends, thank you so much for listening and sharing a lot of these fundraising ideas. I really appreciate it. Just kind of what's next. I want you to join us for our next party on October 7th. That's going to be a survivor networking hour. So we're going to have lots of great fun discussion, and I look forward to just having survivors be able to chat together for that call. I'll send out the resources that we mentioned, and then if you have anything that you want that you have not received, please reach out to me, and I'm happy to get that to you. Does anyone have any questions or anything else that they'd like to share? Nope, I'm going to take that as a no. That's a video that started playing when I wasn't ready for it. Could you guys hear the audio for that when it started? No. All right, well then I'm not going to worry about messing with that right now. But it's the recruitment video, so it's definitely on Facebook. You can see it there. And it's a great little video of what we're doing here at ACS. But I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for being able to share, Carrie and Carol and everyone. And I'm really excited to share this with lots of people after we finish today's call and get people excited about fundraising this year. And a special thank you to Hy-Vee for sponsoring us and for all of their generosity in the community. And I hope that you'll join us on October 7th. So thank you everyone for tuning in. It was really great to get a chance to chat with you, and I look forward to Stride season.
Thanks, Ashton.